you ever felt like no matter how much money you make, it's never enough? Like money is the scoreboard of business and of life. You're not alone. In this video, I want to share with you my personal journey from earning 1750 an hour to building a six-figure business and the surprising truth that I discovered along the way. If you are ready to redefine what success means and align your money goals with what actually matters, then stick around. My name is Gavin McHale. I am a business performance coach, and I've worked with thousands of clients, people from just starting out to multimillionaires. And I have a brand new book coming out called Consciouspreneur: What to Do When the Hard Work Stops Working. If you want to get this full training, you're going to see a part of it. If you want to get the full training, plus 25 other trainings on mindset, money mindset, productivity, click the link below to get on the pre-sale for my book and get into the free Consciouspreneur Academy. Okay, enjoy this video. It's from a live event that I did recently in Toronto. Hope you like it. Can I get a show of hands? Who in this room wants to make more money? Good. If your hand's not up, just like leave. Like you're in the wrong room. Okay? So we all want to make more money. Why? Again, not a rhetorical. Why? Why do you want to make more money? Is it because these other people stood up here in front of you and you're like, well, I want to have what they have? That's okay. But I really do feel like there needs to be a deeper reason. Okay? And I'll tell you my story. So this is way back in the day. Look at young Gav here training somebody. So I became a personal trainer. I graduated from university and became a personal trainer in 2011. And I tried to build an online business before building an online business was cool. Started following, I think on Facebook, this guy named Vince Del Monte. And I hired my first coach in 2016. If any of you guys have ever heard of John Romanello, he's changed his messaging quite a bit lately. I'll just have you guys check that later on the, anyway. So I remember I was a personal trainer, in-person personal trainer. It's like 2014, 2015. And I literally didn't even know how much money I was making. I had no idea. I started in 2012, guys, $17.50 an hour. University degree, $17.50 an hour. And then I got the hell out of that real quick, and I was training my own clients, and I was making enough to live. I don't know how much I was making. Let's call it $5K a month, right? And when you get into the online, building the online business, the game was always, we got to get to six figures. Right, we got to get to six figures. And I still distinctly remember exactly where I was when I realized I had made my first $8,333 a month. Okay, I was in my office, in my condo. My wife was in the other room, my girlfriend at the time, and I called her in and I was like, you got to see this. You got to look at this. And it was a bank account, and I had made $8,333. I think it was like $8,400. And I was so excited. She was so excited for me. We kind of celebrated together. And then I waited. I waited for the parade to come through and the confetti to fall, and it didn't happen. So I was like, okay, I got to go to the next level, 10K. Still no parade. Okay, 15K. Still no parade. 20K. You see where this is going. I thought it was going to make me feel a certain way to just make more. But unfortunately, that's what the goal was more. Right? I grew up playing sports, and whether you grew up playing sports or not, the school system teaches us this too, which is external validation. The school system's scoreboard is your grades. Sports, the scoreboard is very important, especially when you're someone like me whose identity is tied to performance and external validation. So what was happening on the scoreboard showed if I was worthy, showed if I was good enough. Right? If I was winning. And then when I got into business, my scoreboard became money. So the goal became more money. But as you guys can see in this room, there's always going to be someone making more money than you. So when does it end? When is more enough? And I don't say this to get you guys to set smaller goals. I say this because I know how you think. And we're going to dive into that a little bit because I've thought the same way as you. I still think the same way as you. We want to win. But let's change the definition of winning. Does that make sense? So I want you to think about, why do I want to make more money? And we're going to actually get down to your priorities here right away. So if I were to stroke you a check for $100,000 right now, that shit's going to bounce. If I were to stroke you a check for $100,000 right now, what would you do with it? I want you to write down what you would do with it. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time. What would you do with $100,000 in your pocket that you don't have to pay tax on? We're gonna find a loophole somehow. So as you guys are working on this, I want to just give you my example, okay? So if someone if Vince was kind enough to stroke me a $100,000 check, or maybe Frank, if you don't mind, I would put that towards investing in a home on Vancouver Island in the west coast of Canada. Now, if you've got what you would do with your 100K, the next question is what I asked on the last slide: why? So for me, my wife and I want to buy a place on Vancouver Island. Well, why does that matter? Why there? Well, we have lots of good memories, and we've had lots of good experiences on Vancouver Island. We love the weather out there. We love the vibe out there. We love everything about it, right? And so experiences and adventures are very important to us. And I like to think of real estate as kind of that ace in the back pocket, where like if everything falls apart, I've got some real estate, right? And this is just kind of like the next step, is to buy that place overlooking the ocean. So how many of you actually have what you would do with $100,000 written down? Something that popped into your head. Okay, and have you had time to go through the why? Okay, so what did you learn? So for me, my example shows that what I prioritize, what my priorities are right now when it comes to money, are experiences with people that I love, right? Great experiences on Vancouver Island with my wife, and perceived financial stability and security. That's what's important to me when it comes to money. Okay, so what did you learn? Is anyone willing to share? I know money can be a taboo subject. It's like talking about sex. What did you learn about you? Yeah. Awesome family trip. That's not working. That's okay. We got you. So, family vacation and a 3-plex Airbnb in Greece, okay? So, what does that tell us about your priorities? What are your priorities? Yeah, family, for sure, family experiences. Security, opportunities to make money, opportunities to create experiences for other people in Greece. Anything else that comes up as like your priorities when it comes to money? So setting up assets for the kids. Awesome. Okay? That, hell of a lot more powerful than $100,000 or whatever money goals we have. Who else has one they're willing to share? Yeah, Mike. It's not working. Just yell. Amazing. Depends on what kind of trip you take. Awesome. Okay, so we've got something slightly different. So paying off debt, right? So we want to get out of debt. So some financial freedom, right? Debt kind of locks us in, right? Experiences with your wife. We've talked about that at dinner last night, how powerful that is. And then putting your parents in a better financial position. Again, very similar, right? We can see how this is kind of lining up. A lot of people, similar thoughts. Well, let's get one more share. Yeah?
Pay off debt, get a coach and get freaking crazy shredded,
And join the 7-figure mastermind. Okay, that's someone stroke them a check. Okay, so sorry, debt, get shredded, so health, and oh yeah, so maybe not health, aesthetics, and then join the 7-figure mastermind to grow this. and to grow your money-making capabilities. Awesome. So what we can see is where you guys place what you prioritize when it comes to money, okay? That is so much more powerful than I want to make more money. Does that make sense? I want to make more versus I want to pay off my parents' house. I want to build a 3-plex in Greece so that I can have an asset for my family. I want to travel with my partner. So much more powerful, right? We're going to go a little deeper on this. So here's what I know about you. You think like a high performer. You want to win, right? We all want to win. There's a reason why you're in this room. Even if you're not invested in the coaching program, there's a reason why you took 3 days to come to Toronto or to come to downtown Toronto, which, whew, if you don't live in downtown Toronto, it's tough to navigate. I'm from Winnipeg, man. Like, we don't have this kind of stuff, okay? You think like a winner, and you will run through a wall to get what you want, right? You will grab it by the scruff of the neck, and you will pull it along to get where you want to go. But that's not working as well anymore. And there's a limit to that. Can we agree? You can only work so hard. You can only work so many hours. What I also know about you, there is something that you are afraid of. That's what Vince was talking about. There is something that is holding you back from making the money you want to make, and it has actually protected you in the past. It's a survival mechanism. Problem is, it's not protecting you or serving you anymore. Okay? This is what happens. We kind of hold on to these old survival mechanisms. I also know this is a big thing for me, and I know it's a big thing for a lot of people, that we teeter close to the edge of having the amount of money we make define our self-worth and define our identity. And that probably hurts a little bit for some of you to hear. Okay, the reason I can say it is because I know it to be true because I have lived it. Still continue to. Okay? And if we're not careful, that makes us put money on this pedestal, and it adds all this extra pressure about what it means if we're not making that much money, or what it would mean if we make a lot of money. Have you guys, I see some nodding heads here, like, yeah.